Hi, this is Mike Queen at WinCNC, and today I'm going to talk a little bit more about WinFence. Our vinyl fence making software. I think a lot of people use it for aluminum also. I want to talk about the hole radius and how that can change the look and the shape of the hole. To do that, I'm going to start out and I'm going to work with a simple 2x2 square. I'm going to give it a 2-inch length, a 2-inch width, and I'm going to start out with a 0 radius. I need to give it a name here. So the way I name holes is just by using the length, width, and radius. That way I can use it in any post or rail that I want to make and know what I'm getting. So I just say 2x2x0 for this one. I'll save that. Now this one's already created, so now I can just go in and edit this and give it a radius of my actual bit diameter on this one. First one didn't have a radius to it. I'll save that one also. Already saved, so I'll change this one to a 1/4 inch. I'll give it the radius of the full diameter of the tool this time. And I'll click Save again. And I'm going to go up to 375 here, 3/8 inch. And save. Up to a 1/2 inch. And save. You notice I always try to match it up to the actual dimensions of the hole. Give it a 0.75 3/4, and save, and do one more. Do a 1 inch. Do a 1 inch radius on the corners, and there, and save it. Now I'm going to come over to my manual tab here. Don't have anything here, but I'll click this and get a material. I only have one design here, one laid out, so I'll use it. It's 40 inches long by 4 inches wide by 4 inches tall. I'll come down and I'll select the first hole. I'll go 2x2x0. I'll give it a spacing of 2 inches. That'll create the hole 2 inches, starting at 2 inches down from the top of the post. So I'll click Add. And now I'll just select the next one is an 1/8 inch radius. And it's going to be spaced down 2 inches from the bottom of that hole. I'll click the next one, Add, same thing, down 2 inches. And the next one is 3/8, and I'll add, and it's 2 inches also down because I'm leaving that spacing the same. 1/2 inch, add. 3/4 inch, add. And drop down here and get to 1 and add it. So when this goes into the WinCNC over here, it's going to be top down. It's going to be the top hole is going to start down here. It's going to work its way up because I've got the post inverted for WinCNC. Easier to cut it from the front if we know that that's the top and we're measuring from there. So click Run. And now I can just hit this eyeball here, and it'll view the file that I just created because I already had the name of the post up here. So click the eyeball, and now we'll look over here. Start down here, and because I gave this no radius, it's just drawing a rectangle. But everybody knows that a round bit can't create a square hole, so this is actually radiused the radius of the tool. In other words, this will be rounded off in the corners. Since I was using a 1/4 inch bit, since I'd be designing this for a 1/4 inch bit, it would be radiused 1/8 inch. So that's just by default. Now this one I told it to give it a radius of 1/8 inch. So guess what? It's going to be identical to the other one. It would also have an 1/8 inch radius out here in the corner. The next one I gave it a 1/4 inch radius. And you can see now that its radius is moving on the inside here, because it can't draw a full 1/4 inch radius here with a 1/4 inch bit without actually curving around some on the inside on the toolpath. But that would give it a 1/4 inch radius. 3/8 inch radius. You can see that it's getting bigger every time if you compare that to the 1/4. You can see that. Next one's a 1/2 inch. You can already see it coming into view there. You can see that out here is going to be quite a bit bigger. It's going to stay in this 2x2 square. This is 1 inch and 1 inch, so the actual tool is out here cutting out here. But when it comes here in its corners, it's going to radius this corner at a 1/2 inch, each one of these corners. So that would really be out to here and follow along somewhere along in there, and that's a 1/2 inch radius. Next one would be 3/4, and you can see here, you zoom in, that we're almost into a circle now. And you can see that we're still within our 2 inch. We'll always stay within our 2 inch block. This is actually where the tool will pass through at. The edge of the tool would be here and up here and down here. But it would, out here in these corners, is going to get this pretty large radius of 3/4 of an inch. And now we get up here to the last one, and it's a 1 inch radius. So anywhere that we is checked here, it would be 1 inch from the center of the circle out to the outside edge of the tool as it comes around. So you can see that it will trace around here at about there. In other words, this is a 2 inch circle, is what this will cut out. So that's just a quick look at how you can create different shapes of the holes just by changing the radius of the hole. Of course, that's going to depend on your bit diameter and things like that, but you can always use that to change at least the look and the way the layout is of the hole that's cut. Hope that helps. Have a good day.